Welcome back to another Holdfast Nations War SDK tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get textures and then apply them to the terrain. This is an important step because obviously you don't want to have a terrain which looks like a checkerboard. So the first thing we need to do before we import anything is first create a custom resource folder to start placing stuff in that we're going to use in our maps. So we do this by going to the assets hierarchy here and right clicking on it, clicking create and then clicking on folder, and then we're going to call it personal files. So these are all the files that we have personally added to the game and we're going to put them all there. Then we're going to go inside of that folder we just created, make a new file, and we're going to call it textures. So we're going to be importing custom textures today, but let's say in the future we want to import custom models. Let's just make a models folder as well. So now we need to actually get some textures to use. The SDK tool itself doesn't come with any. There are some inbuilt into Unity, but they're pretty bad, so we're not going to use those. You can get some textures online from sites like freepbr.com, and that's what I've done here. Freepbr.com is a website that lets you get free textures that you can use commercially, so I've put together a small pack which you can follow along with. If you go to the link in the description, there's a download where you can get this texture pack I've made, download it and then extract it to your desktop and open it up. Now it's extracted and open, you should see a load of different files inside of it. Now it's important that we get all of these files inside of Unity. So to do that we load Unity up, open up the folder, and then just drag all of these in to the textures folder that we've made inside of the personal files. So we go inside of that folder now after it's imported. And as you can see we have all the different files we've just loaded in. Yours may look different, so just go down to this zoom icon down here and just make sure you zoom it all the way out so we can see the actual file names because we're going to have to search for them. So now to apply them to the terrain, we select the terrain by clicking on it or going to the terrain in the hierarchy. And then we go up to the terrain section and click on the paintbrush and then change it from raise or lower terrain to paint texture. Then we need to click edit terrain layers, click create layer, and then we're going to search for the first one which is sandy rocks and we select the albedo. Then we need to add the other one, so create layer, leaf 1 I think it is, leaf-full 1, and then double click the albedo, and then we can select the leaf texture and start drawing it on with that paint texture brush. So right now it doesn't look particularly good because we haven't added the normal maps. Normal maps make things have a bit more depth and just look a lot nicer. So to do this we need to select the terrain texture that we want to add a normal map to, so let's select the sandy texture here, and then we click the little icon. And then we just simply drag in the sandy_rocks1 normal into the normal map section. And then we do the same for the leaves. As you can see now, they look a lot nicer. There's a bit more depth and shadow. And that's how you apply textures to your terrain and import custom textures to use in your game. You can mess around with all these sliders to get the exact look you want. And then there's also different brushes which you can choose. So if you want to make a star, you can press and make a star. There's loads of different things you can do with the terrain tools. So there we go, that's how you apply custom textures into your map. In the next video, we'll be going over how to terraform.